Now we'll be introducing our first guest speaker for today, and that is Barrister Niran Williams. Barrister Niran Williams. I'm going to do a quick introduction about his bio. Um, Barrister Niran Williams is the CEO of Venture Food. He is a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria and has been practicing since 2010. He holds a master's degree in international commercial and financial law, specializing in oil and gas and project finance. Barrister Williams has considerable experience negotiating commercial and cultural privileges. He is currently undertaking his doctorate degree in energy law in several academic papers. You are very much welcome, Barrister Niran Williams. Very soon we'll be calling you Dr. Williams. Good morning, sir. You're welcome.
Good morning. I'm very flattered by that introduction, but I'm honestly a very modest person. Yes. How do I put it? Yes, I specialize in project finance, and I have a very small agri business compared to what our key convener has in his portfolio. But we're working on a number of projects, and which will be very impactful to those that will definitely be involved in that. And also we're trying to create a secondary market for those who will primarily be involved in agri.
Okay, sir.
If anyone had told me 10 years ago that I will find myself in this space, and I had placed all my earnings on that bet, I would have lost. So you can tell where life will take you from one minute to the other. Now, my main focus, well, my company, we did a cash crop.
Yeah. Before we proceed, I just want to introduce the topic to everyone on the call. So, ladies and gentlemen, Niran Williams will be speaking to us on starting as an agri-business entrepreneur, the values and the jungle. He has already started introducing us into what he's going to be speaking about, but just to let everyone know that, that is his topic. So he'll be taking us briefly about his experience starting as an agri-business entrepreneur. Thank you very much, sir. You can proceed.
Right. Okay. So, I started leading you into, you have to forgive me, I'm also a lecturer, so I teach law, and this is how I try to demystify any concept people try to make it look as if it's one complex nonsense. No, keep it simple. So we have different models, different business models, and I looked at them in three ways. You have the sole proprietorship, which is when you yourself, you decide this is what I want to do. You get the money, you get the resources that you need, and you go into it. Now you have a partnership. The partnership is you and someone else putting resources together. The person could have the land, you could have the finance. Or both of you could have finance to go and get the land, but then you need people to help you walk the land to get you what you both desired to achieve. Now, in that partnership, there's a risk. Just like every other human being, you, if you don't spell out in clear terms what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it, that is doomed from the start. Now, you're in a partnership, you have to play to each other's strengths. Now, I could be hands-on and my partner could be dealing with the finances. So by the time you work the finances out, the person that is hands-on will actually have to be making sure timelines are met. It's like project management. You set out timelines that by so time you expect, oh, this land has to be plowed. Or if it's virgin land, by so time, okay, I'll give you my own example. I got some acres of land 2 years ago. And I didn't even have a clue that I needed to bulldoze the land because it was virgin land. Now, after bulldozing, I needed to plow. Now, I needed to do the plowing like twice. Now, nobody told me that when I was buying the land. I thought, boom, I'll buy the land and get some people here, start grazing this land, let's plant. No. But you see, from buying to bulldozing, which is clearing, to plowing, is very expensive. And you know, with the cost of diesel going up, the people who will help you to do all that will factor in that cost of rising diesel. So you have to think, how much do I have? Can I do this alone? Now, the quantity for a sole proprietorship business, if you have all the resources you need, you can employ all the inputs you need to deliver the project for you. If you're into a partnership, you have to really work on your finances because the principal aim of every business is to make profit. So you have to look for competitors, reputable competitors, not just competitors. Because let me tell you, in agri business, there are so many charlatans here. There are so many thieves. And they come in different ways. Trust me, I can tell you this, for nothing. Some of them will come to you that, oh, you need workmen. We can supply you work, but we have to go so far away. This is our agency fee. This is the transportation fee for your workers. And some of them will take the money and not return. You have a project to deliver. You've just spent millions buying the land. You're not going to leave the land to waste. So the next thing you have to do is, who in the industry do you know that can help you to deliver? And those are the people, it may come a little bit expensive at first, but if you're going into agri, let me tell you something. Have it at the back of your mind that the first 2 years, will be your investment years. If you make some money out of it in the first 2 years, you have to plow that money back into the business. If you think you'll be chopping the money like every Nigerian mentality, it is my business. You don't have structures in place. You're eating your tomorrow today. And that is one thing you always have to have at the back of your mind. Now, we go to the plowing. After declaring, you now plow. You plow, and then you now have to think about but before you even start the business, you have to think about what you want to plant, which area of agri you want to go into. I trained in poultry farming, but I'm not in poultry farming today. I'm in cash crops. One of the reasons I'm not in poultry is because I thought about all the diseases that could happen with the birds. Coincidentally, a friend of mine who's been farming for like 18 years in poultry suffered 90% loss in his bird population last year. That's a load of money. Just due to one disease. And it cost a lot of money to rectify the whole farm. So for me, I feel cash crops is safe. But then there's still a lot of treacherous people in the industry. So you need to be careful. Now, you have to plan what crops. Depending on the size of farm and your cash, you need to plan short-term, medium-term, long-term. That's the way I have approached mine. The short term will be that will be bringing in income for the farm on a regular basis, so that the maintenance of the farm will not be from your pocket after your initial investment. Yes, if you have to do like a capital project, you can dip your hands in your pocket and bring out some more money. But in terms of the day-to-day running of the farm, you should have your short-term crops that will be bringing you regular income. Then you have your mid-term crops. Then your long-term crops. Your long-term crops should be bringing you a lot of money because you've wasted a lot of money priming those crops, maintaining those crops. Let me shock you. I bought a bottle of herbicide some time ago, maybe about 4,600. That same herbicide is now 5,000 per liter. Now, depending on the size of farm that you have, trust me, you need millions. People outside don't know the millions you would have committed into bringing the food to them. They're only looking at their pockets. That this is what I can afford. But for the farmer, you already know food security is key. That's why you need to plan that, okay, short term, medium term, long term. What will be the return on investment for me? Those are the things you need to consider, both as a sole proprietorship and as a partnership. Now, I put it in another word, limited liability. My company is a limited liability company. And the reason I have a limited liability company is to shield me. The difference between a limited liability company and every other type of business is because the owners of the business are separate from the managers of the business. So in legal terms, if they want to sue, they're suing your company. They're not suing the owners of the company. So if you want to take a loan, for example, say your farm needs 10 million naira, you need to do some defenses around your business to shield you from all these ravaging herdsmen. You go to the bank. Although I wouldn't suggest you go to the bank because honestly, banks are totally useless. Nigerian banks anyway, they are totally useless. So we have to tell ourselves the truth. Banks abroad help you to grow your business. Banks in Nigeria want to steal from your business. Where they have not sown is where they want to reap. They'll tell you to go and bring your grandfather's, you start from your grandfather's birth certificate. If your grandfather is still alive, they won't ask you for the death certificate. If he's dead, they will say, bring his death certificate where he was buried. All your financial history from your whole family. Tell me, does it make any sense if you manage to put your business together the first few years, you now want to do some improvements? You don't have quite enough. Why? Because in the beginning, you only bought 10 acres of land or 5 acres of land. Then I say, go and bring your 2 years financial history, knowing full well that the first 2 years of every business, you're pumping money into the business to bring it to a stage where that business will be making profit. So you now bring all your financials. And I say, okay, well, we're able to lend you some amount of money, but what are you bringing to the table? We can't give you 100% of your facility. We'll probably give you about 70, 80%. Bring your 20%. Now, there are charges upon charges upon charges that I call stealth charges. Let's say you're able to bring down the 20%. They'll still ask you, sorry, we need guarantors though. What is a bank there for? I'm not going to bore you in these banking regulations and all that. There's what we call the Basel. Now, ABC Insurance Company will say, let's look at Crystal Farm. I'm sure Crystal Farm will pay this money. You know what? I'll insure it. I'll insure, because I so believe in Crystal Farms. The bank, don't forget the bank has put a lot of charges in that 100,000 that the bank is now collecting, maybe at the end of the day, 140,000 from you. So you would think 10,000 shouldn't be difficult for the bank to give the insurance company. After all, if Crystal Farms defaults, they just go to the insurance company. You that you bet on Crystal Farm. Oh yeah, Crystal Farm has defaulted. Give me my money. But you see, insurance companies make a lot of money from so many people that they insure their exposures, but do not default. That's how they make their money. So for the insurance company to pay the bank for insuring the facility that Crystal Farm took, it will cost them nothing. Now, it doesn't mean Crystal Farm will not pay that money back. You can restructure that facility. Why couldn't Crystal Farm pay this money? Let us have a look at it. Oh, okay, something happened. Did the insurance company insure that risk of something happening to Crystal Farm, so that Crystal Farm, if unable to pay that facility at that time, we can restructure Crystal Farm to pay that money back at another time? Then that is where reinsurance companies come in. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the legal jargons of primary securitization, secondary securitization, or dealing with futures and derivatives. No, that one is not your own. You are a farmer. You want to make money. Leave the institutions to deal with their shit. Now,
Hello, sir.
yes. How many more minutes do I have left?
You have just one more minute.
Right. Okay. So now I've given you the advantage of why you have to shield your business, why you incorporate a limited business as opposed to either sole proprietorship or partnership. Now, if you're a sole proprietorship or a partnership business, they will come for you. You're not shielded. So if you have a house in Lekki or in Ikoyi, if you're unable, if Crystal Farm is not registered as a limited liability company, if it's a sole proprietorship or a partnership, they're coming for your assets in Lekki till you finish paying that facility that you took. That's why I always propose you incorporate a limited liability company as opposed to a sole proprietorship and partnership businesses. And at the last, Jara, I'll always say you should form a cooperative. When they say united we stand, divided we fall, it applies in Agri. So if you are a cooperative, you have strength in numbers to negotiate facilities with financial institutions. And you can leverage on that cooperation to market your produce on time and competitively. So I hope I didn't blow a lot of big grammar, and we all could